Good evening, everybody. This is Darren Redmond for Redmond's Wrap Up. It's Thursday night. That means NFL action. It's September 20th. That means half the month is over. That means we're knocking on the door of Halloween. We're going to do a series. We're going to do a vlog broadcast about the lie that is fun size. There is no fun size candy. Fun size is regular size. Fun size is you're ripping me off. We'll talk about that another time. So tonight, Baker Mayfield comes in and beats the Jets. And he just does a great job. The team was dead in the water. He comes in, gives us some life, does some things. Fun size is you're ripping me off. We'll talk about that another time. So tonight, Baker Mayfield comes in and beats the Jets. And he just does a great job. The team was dead in the water. He comes in, gives us some life, does some things. Really read the defense very, very well. Had some risky throws that paid off. And Donald had some risky throws that did not pay off. That's who these guys are. That's good. Got some good young gunslingers. I'm a Jet fan since I was born. And I'm a Raider fan now too. Had season tickets since around 1978, Chase Stadium. $88 for a full season. You can look that up. And why do I bring that up? No, I'm not going to come across like that Jet fan that's upset or this or that or come up with a million excuses. Oh, then he comes up with a million excuses, right? No, sorry. Leave your estimations as to what I'm going to talk about to yourself right now. But I will tell you this: you ever see the movie A Bronx Tale? Remember when Sonny is talking to a young Colosio, not the older one who ended up being just a dredge, wreck, shot a cop. Disgusting. I was talking to the young kid, and the young kid in the movie is crying, and he's upset about how the Mick was crying after the Yankees lost to the Pirates, and then Sonny goes, "They paying your rent? Why are you crying about them?" That's how I feel about sports. I love sports. I hate to see what the NFL has become, this glorified flag football league, but that's why I like college football so much better. But the game within the rules right now. It is what it is. Cleveland won a game. All right, throw ticket tape parade. It's one game. Any way that you square it, Jets will be 1 or 2 games out of first place by the end of this weekend. So what? It's September. Anyway, but in between lavishing praise on LeBron James, tomorrow morning the talking heads will find time to talk about Baker Mayfield, and they should. They should. And then they'll talk about LeBron James. They'll talk about, some of the other stuff that they talk about routinely, about the Cowboys and whatever. Anyway, so back to the Jets. Let me tell you, if you know football, you know where the Jets lost this game. And this takes nothing away with what the Browns did. Coming back, the whole thing. Late in the second half, the Jets score, and the running back gets called for taunting like a knucklehead. Act like you've been there before. Will you please? Why are you doing that? It's a disgrace. But it's what people want today. Literally, when they play their video games, they get to select what dances they want the person to do after. How about you do like the old pros did, right? They got in the end zone, they hand the ball to the referee, and you moved on. High five. Even in NHL hockey these days, they'll score a goal, they'll put their fists up, they'll clap hands, they move on. The guys that do the whole pistol and riding the stick, they don't last long in the league. Because NHL takes care of itself. So you're taunting the fans, going like this? What is that about? So anyway, Cleveland gets the ball. The Jets get a 3 and out. But because Bowles doesn't have control of his team in terms of acting like you've been there before, and again, I'm not blaming Bowles, but it is what it is. Though I expect to see better performances out of the team, Bowles. Let's get it together. Again, he has a player taunting Cleveland on the sidelines, the wide receiver, and then there's a flag, another 15 yards for taunting. What are you doing? What are you, 5? You're taunting? Nah. I got a cookie. I got a pretzel. What was it, the Eddie Murphy skit? I got ice cream, you don't, and you start dancing with the ice cream. Act like you've been there before. It's a disgrace. Now, you might say, well, Darren, Cleveland didn't score on that drive. Yeah, they didn't. But you know what? It wasted a lot of time where instead of getting the ball back with 6 and change, they got the ball back with a lot less. And and defensive schemes are different and everything else, and you have to do different clock management. My point was, then, by the way, they give the ball to Cleveland, and yeah, Cleveland didn't score. But you then have, thank goodness there was mitigating penalties. You had a blow to the head. What are you doing? You have the game in hand. And then Cleveland, man, they played a great game. They came back and took advantage of some of the things that were open to them. So instead of getting the ball back with 6-7 minutes, driving the clock down, kicking a field goal late in the first half, now you're up, 17-0, or you're up 21-0, or whatever the case may be. It's 14-0. It's still close. It's still a game, two-score game. And this is what happened. Donald scoring picks late. That's what's going to happen. The guy's a gunslinger, throwing the ball around. Run-ins look good. Cleveland looked very good. Cleveland's now 1-1-1. Not bad. You shouldn't throw him a ticket tape parade, but you should talk about Baker Mayfield coming in. Taylor will not be on that field again until it's after the game, carrying a clipboard, shaking somebody's hand. He's clipboard guy now. So this is case. So this is what happened tonight. The overall, me attitude in the NFL affects teams in ways that if you're just watching and listening to the talking heads, in between trying to sell your commercials, sell your soap, as John Lennon used to say, you miss the things that are really important in the game. You'll hear those here. So when you give back 6 to 7 minutes in a quarter, you can't get that back, and that's an opportunity to score. That's 6 or 7 minutes of wasted time that your defense was on the field, and that didn't need to happen. That needs to get addressed. Put a bow on it, because Redmond just wrapped it up. Cleveland wins, Jets lose. Jets fall to 1-2. Cleveland 1-1-1, because again we have ties in the NFL, which is just absolutely silly. Admit what it's for, right? It's for because you want to sell more commercials for the next game. Don't lie and say it's about injury, because that's just a lie. Now, you can pay physicians to tell you that's what it is, but it's just a lie. It's just my opinion. Because when you have, hockey players going 7 periods or into a shootout, you get some resolution. When you have baseball players playing to 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, when you have tennis players continually playing till somebody wins, you have to lower the overtime from 15 to 10 minutes? Nonsense. Now I'm done. Put a bow on it. This is Darren Redmond for Redmond's Wrap Up. We'll be back to you tomorrow.